Hello, welcome back. So now in this, we will solve another example. So here we have the example. So in this, there is a 80 kg lamp which is supported by two rods AB and BC as shown in the figure. So first we will see the figure. Yes. So this is the figure. So in this, there is a lamp which is having weight 80 kg. So it is supported by two rods. Uh, One road is AB and the second road is BC, and the diameter of road is also given. So the diameter of road AB is 10 mm and diameter of road BC is 8 mm. We have to determine the average normal stress in each road. So what is the stress this road is experiencing, and similarly what is the stress this road is experiencing? So we need to find out the average normal stress. So we represent average normal stress by sigma, and we know the formula for this. The formula is P by A. Now here P is the load or axial load the bar is experiencing. Axial load. Similarly, A is the area of cross section. Area of cross section of bar. Now in this you can see area of cross section can be found very easily because the diameter of the rod is given. So the area we can easily find out because if the dia is given, which means the rod is circular in the cross section. So the area will be pi d square by 4 or pi r square by pi r square. So we can easily find out the area of cross section. Now here we need to find out the axial load because axial load is not given. How much load these bars are experiencing? So we need to find out how much how much load these bar are carrying. So first of all, we will make the free body diagram of the whole system. So first we need to find out the internal load. So the internal load these bar will be experiencing will be the normal load, which means the load will be along the cross sectional area of these bar. So this is the free body diagram of this bar system. So we have done statics in structural mechanics, so we can easily find out the force in bar AB or BA and in bar BC. The angle with reference to x-axis and y-axis is also given. So here with reference to x-axis, the angle of bar BA is 60 degree. Similarly, the slope for bar BC is given. So here we can easily find out this. So as you can see, the whole system is in equilibrium. So it means we can apply the equation of equilibrium in this system to find out the force in bar BA and BC. The same we used to have apply in the analysis of truss also. So like we used to apply method of joint in the analysis of truss, the same way we can find out the force in member BA and BC by applying the equation of equilibrium. So here we will apply the equation of equilibrium. So first equation we will apply here will be the summation of Fx. Summation of Fx means sum of all the horizontal force should be 0. So the horizontal component of force BA will be this one, like this. So it will be FBA cos theta. And as you can see, the direction is right to left. So we know that this direction is negative and this direction is positive. So the force component of FBA will be negative. So that is minus FBA cos 60. Similarly, the horizontal force component of FBC. So it will be something like this. So FBC cos theta. So here we are given the triangle, right triangle form. So 3, 4, 5. So here it will be FBC 4 by 5. And the direction is positive. So it becomes FBC 4 by 5 minus FBA cos 60 degree is equals to 0. So this is our first equation. So we cannot find FBC, FBA in this equation. So we will write the second equation to find out. Now here we will apply the second equation, which is summation of Fy equals to 0, which means sum of all the vertical forces should be equals to 0. So in this, the vertical component of FBA will be FBA sine theta, which is positive. Similarly, the vertical component of force FBC, it will be FBC 3/5. And also, as you can see, they are supporting a lamp, and the weight of lamp is 80 kg. 80 kg. And we know that 1 kg is equivalent to 9.81 Newton. So we can easily convert this weight into Newton, which is 784.8 Newton. So as you can see, the direction of this load, because this is basically a gravitational load, so it will be vertically downward. So that is why the sign convention, as per sign convention, we are taking this load as negative load. So now we are having all the vertical loads here in this equation, and now we will equate this with 0. So here in this, in both the equation, we have two unknowns, FBC, FBA, FBC, FBA. So here what we can do is, if we consider the first equation, and if we write the value of FBA in terms of FBC, how can we do that? So we can write FBA sine cos 60 value will be 0.5. So we can write FBA, 0.5 times of FBA will be equals to 0.8 FBC, or FBA will be equals to 0.8 FBC by 0.5. So this is how we can find the value of FBA in terms of FBC. So now this value we can write here in place of FBA, and with this we can easily find out the value of FBC. So the value of FBC, by solving this, we have 395.2 Newton. Similarly, once we find out the value of FBC, so we can put the value of FBC either in the first equation or in the second equation, and then we can find out the value of FBA also. So by doing so, we can find out the value of FBA, which is 632.4 Newton. So now we have found the force in bar BA and BC. Now we can find out the average normal stress, and average normal stress in bar BC. It will be force in bar BC upon area of cross section of bar BC. So area of cross section here is the dia of bar BC is 8 mm. So we can even convert this as in meter also, 0.008 meter. So we can do so also. So here force in bar BC is 395.2 Newton. Similarly, the area of cross section either we can calculate in meter square, or even we can calculate this in mm square also. So it will be pi by 4 square. So this is how we can find out the area in mm square also. So here we have taken the area in meter square. So we will get the value in, the value will be 7.86 into 10 raised to power 6 Newton per meter square. Now we can convert this in mm square by again converting meter square to mm square. So with this we will have this value. So 7.86 into 10 raised to power 6 divided by 10 raised to power 6 Newton per mm square. So cancelling out this, so we get 7.86 Newton per mm square. Okay, so either we write 7.86 Newton per mm square, or sometimes we write 7.86 megapascal, because megapascal is also equivalent to Newton per mm square. So this is how we can find out average normal stress in Newton per mm square. Similarly, in bar BA, the force in bar BA will be 632.4. So that is the force upon area. So again, by calculating this, we will get the value 8.05 into 10 raised to power 6 Newton per meter square. So we can convert this by cancelling out. So this will cancel out this. So ultimately we will have 8.05 MPa or Newton per mm square. So that is the stress in bar BA and that is the stress in bar BC. So even we can show this stress in the bar also. So if we take example of say bar BC, I think this is the bar, sorry, this is bar BA, A, B. So in bar AB, we know that force is 632.4 Newton. So this force is spreading uniformly over the cross-sectional area and that force intensity is 8.05 megapascal. And even we can express this at an element. So the element is experiencing 8.05 Newton per mm square stress. So this is how we can find out the stress, average normal stress in the bar. So here the average normal stress distribution acting over cross section of road AB is shown, and at a point on this cross section an element of material is stressed as shown in the figure. So this is how all the elements of the bar is stressed with this stress intensity. So that was the solution of example 3. So now we will continue our discussion in the next lecture. Thank you.